Hello, my name is Suckit, and we are playing Road to the Worrier 3. And today, we're actually gonna go farther down the Botania rabbit hole. We're gonna need a little dragonstone, a little pixie dust, a little elementium. So let's get our... There we go. Throw these through the portal. And these fire shards, these are doing great. Like, this stuff is all full. You just set it and forget it. Let's run over here and make the rod real quick, because we're working towards a rod of Asgard. And the first thing that we're going to need is a rune of pride. The rune of pride is one of the 7 deadly runes. We're going to go ahead and make them all, because they take, I'll show you here. I don't think they'll get consumed making these runes of the worlds, but I don't remember. So we start with the rune of lust. It's summer and air, 2 mana diamonds, and they all kind of rhyme like that. It'll be 1 elemental rune, 1 seasonal rune, and 2 mana diamonds. They take a good amount of mana. And here, whoops. Here's the first one. Got our runes back, we're styling. Alright, we're making the last one. I upgraded to an elven mana spreader over here, so this will move along more quickly. They're so much better. Come on. Now with these, we are gonna make, first off, a rune of Asgard. That's what we wanted the Rod of Bifrost for. We're also going to need a little netherite. Now let's set up another pair of mana pools with sparks over them. And we're going to make a couple more dominant spark augments. We are going to need this much mana. Now before we make the rune of Asgard, I want to make... Okay, yeah, we can make as many as we want. I want to make a whole bunch of Bifrost blocks. And then with this, somehow, we make Shimmer Rock. Let's see here. Bifrost blocks and Living Rock. Okay. We're going to need, I think, 5? There we go. Very fancy. We're setting something up from Mythic Botany that's similar to the terrestrial agglomeration plate, but it takes Shimmer Rock instead of Living Rock, and the Shimmer Rock is awesome. We're also going to need 4 gold blocks. Another thing we're going to need, remember the Dreamwood? We're going to need some Glimmering Dreamwood. And what we're going to need here is 1 Dreamwood and a glowstone. It's not that bad, but it's, a little finicky to get. And now, we're ready to make our Rune of Asgard. We got, I don't think the fire is part of it, but Pride, Air, Autumn, the Rod of the Bifrost, and a Netherite. And this will take a second. I'm going to go get some more fuel so we can start filling these up. Alright, it's all ready. Our first Rune of the Worlds. And let's get these up here. Okay. We'll put our gold down. Very fancy. Now we're going to make the infuser here. What are we missing? We're missing... Okay, we need to get all of the seasonal runes, right? We don't need this. We don't need this. We do need autumn. And let's see where they are. Winter. Okay, we got everything, I think. Yes, there we go. Now what we're going to be using this for, almost exclusively, is to make Alp Steel. And it's Elementium, Dragonstone, Pixie Dust, and 1.5 mana pools. We're going to be making a block. Now for the plate to work, it not only has to be on top of this structure, It's got to have a spark, just like the terrestrial, but it also requires a dominant, and I'm hoping that this one will take from these other pools that have dominant augments on them. There's only one way to find out. We're going to need to get ourselves our dragonstone and our pixie dust. And a little elementium. Well, it's getting mana from somewhere. Seems like it's moving along fine. Yeah, actually it really doesn't seem fine, does it? Let's get 2 of these augments off. We may have to try a dispersive up there. Anyway, there's our elf steel. Very nice. Okay, it seems like what we actually want is one of these recessive augments, not the dispersive. That will like charge up our ring of mana and stuff. But the recessive will send to mana pools with non-augmented sparks and with dispersive. So we could actually throw a dispersive on one of these if we felt like it, and you know, have a full mana ring. Now we're gonna want a block of this stuff because there is a bee, and we're gonna make it. Now one thing that we can do to speed up our mana production is make ourselves... Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't take a seed, does it? What does it need? What does it need? Plus what? Plus something. Plus some kind of egg. It's a bee spawn egg. Now we can get them from the incubator if we want to make a honey tree, gather all the genetic material from vanilla bees and all that. But we also have a chance of getting a spawn egg. I'm going to need some arrows. We also have a chance of getting a spawn egg by killing a bee, because we have the captive dreams with the capturing 5. I kind of hate to kill a bunch of bees, but it's way less trouble than doing the genetic setup just for one little guy. We'll see how we do. Oh no! Pro tip: don't use the lava. Don't right click with the fire shards. It gets very horrible very quickly. I hope it doesn't burn through the floor. We shall see. I think it's fine. I'm really glad we used living wood. I'm sure that's why it's fine. Whoa! Talk about an almost unfortunate, deeply unfortunate incident. So, I've been killing bees for a minute. This will be B50 right here. B50 exactly. We have a 2% chance of getting a spawn egg. We did not get a spawn egg. So I'm gonna finish it out to 64. If we don't get there, we're gonna go the genetics route. There's only so many bees I can stand to kill. Oh, we got one. We got one. B53. So pretty close to exactly the odds that we might expect, and very close indeed to what would have been an excellent B52's joke. Now, it doesn't take much mana to turn a pure bee into a mana bee. Now, to pollinate this little guy, we are going to need one of these. We're going to need a Gaia pylon. So first, we're going to make an Atura pylon. But then, because we have Mythic Botany, we're going to need an Alsteel pylon. So we're going to turn one of our precious Alpha Steel ingots into nuggets and get 2 gas tiers from our bees. And we'll make one of these. And then the Gaia pylon is aluminium and pixie dust. Okay, here we go. Well, this is what we're doing. Here we go. We got our pylon in here. Put our bee down. Very, very fancy looking bee. I like it. Now what we're gonna be getting are black lotuses. These, if you throw them into a mana pool, will give you a little bit of mana. And I think we're gonna get the blacker lotuses too. We shall see. Aha! Sure enough, we got ourselves a couple of blacker lotuses. Let's see. We'll take these out with us too. Let's see if we can figure out just how much these give us. Let's find a one. Okay, yeah, we're sitting here just about exactly 25%. That went up significantly. Okay. Those look like they're about 10% of a mana pool. And that's pretty awesome. Now, it's going to be a while until we have all of the Alpha Steel that we want. So we are going to go ahead and fight our first Gaia Guardian. We're going to need 1 Terra Steel. Now we're going to come out here to the desert. Same basic spot that we did our Unbound Afrit summoning. Oh, and there's a Wandering Trader out here. Delightful. And we're going to set up the little multi-block to summon this thing. Now, I've got to thank Ricardo Gomez for a tip many ages ago where they told me that we could put everything down a block so that I'm not constantly right-clicking on the beacon. We're going to pick it up for the time being, though. And you'll see what I mean by constantly re-clicking if you've never seen this before. We are going. Let's see, the Ritual of Gaia. This is what we want. Okay, we'll go down 1. There we go. Now everything should be in the right spot, I hope. We're just gonna have to go up 1. For all of our Gaia pylons. Right? There are multiple tiers to this, at least 2. I think there might be more. But this first tier is not so bad. We are gonna switch our Spellstone out. We're using Heart of the Golem, which is good armor, but it's weak to magic. This thing will make us immune to status effects, which is going to be really important because shift-click. Something's improper. Okay. So if we go around here, we may see stuff that's in the way. We may have to try this a couple of times. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. It was probably just that dead bush. Now, we've got to pretty much stay within the boundary here that we see on the outside. He teleports around, or she, actually, I should say, because this is me over here. If we get real close to her, you can see. And she's got these little ads, which would wither us, but I think they just do damage, since we're immune to status effects. We got some golden apples for when we get hungry, which we certainly will. And, there's some fancy music, which I'm pretty sure we get a copyright hit for. I know we do on the extra botany, add-on. Okay, let's eat an apple. We don't have extra botany in the pack, although that's a very funny add-on. You like gotta like make this French maid costume, and like it's all bananas. But we're doing a lot of damage just with this netherite sword. I'm pretty happy with that. We're gonna eat another apple. Now, very soon, we're gonna get to a point where it's gonna become invulnerable and start summoning lots of jerks. That maybe now? Okay, that's now. It's higher in the sky than it used to be. At higher tiers, I know there's a second tier. I feel like there's like much higher tiers, but I'm not sure how to get to them. There'll be like wither skeletons with elementium swords, and like it gets pretty bananas. But you just get rid of these guys, which is not too bad in the daytime, honestly. Oh, there's a wither skeleton. Now we'll deal with you. And he should come down. She should come down, I should say. There she is. And we should be able to finish her off without too much more difficulty. Crit. Not sure these ads really do anything when we're okay, and that is not going to be the end of that chapter, don't worry. That's just as far as I'd thought it out. Well, that's that lost soul making all that noise. Okay. Poor little guy. Now we got a couple of things. Most importantly, we got Gaia spirits. We will be using those. Crying out loud. We will be using those to make the next tier of ingot that we use for summoning. I think it's 4 of them, and 4 of them in a Terra Steel for a Gaia Spirit ingot. And you get quite a bit more at higher tier versions of the fight. There's our waystone. Let's go home. Now that went pretty well. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can't beat the tier 2 gal. We're going to need one of these Gaia Spirit ingots to use on the beacon. Now the beats of the fight are much like the first one. She is tougher. She has more resistance. She packs a bigger wallop, but being immune to status effects should really help us out. Oh, let's see. Yeah, we're moving right along. This isn't that different. So when we get to the jerk phase, we might not make it. Oh! We might die. We might need better gear, like potions. I think it's potions that we're gonna find we need. We can't run! We can't run! We're gonna die, 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 die. Okay. That's okay. Like, I kind of expected that. Like, this pack isn't easy. And just the way it goes. Alright. So we could, oh, we got a little bit of lag. We could take this, this key and enchant it. We should have, a spirit over here. Yeah. Now, I believe the Gaia Guardian will be gone, since we lost the fight. If not, we're gonna die again real soon. Oh, we're gonna die again real soon, okay. This could actually be problematic. Okay, we got her down a little more than halfway. We're gonna die again. That's okay. We're gonna put our pick in slot 3 this time. Now we're gonna grab a couple things to help us out. Now we're clearly gonna need some regen. And just any regeneration won't do. We're gonna make a fancy regeneration flask. Now to do that, we will need glass flasks. Very good. We're also gonna want a botanical brewery. Now the botanical brewery is Botania's way of doing potions. It's a little fancier. Now this thing is gonna need mana, so I've got us another mana spreader here. Just put it right here. Now we'll put the brewery down right here. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And I think what we do, I think our order of operations is we put the reagents in. No, we put the flask in. Then we put the reagents in, and it'll start to cook. Oh, hello. And soon enough, we'll get our fancy regeneration flask. There we go. Takes a good amount of mana. Now each one of these has six uses. I don't know if we have enough to do this a third time, but I think we'll be okay. Now let's see what happens. She might just be gone. She probably is. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna try one more time with the restoration. If that doesn't end up working out for us, then we are... Do we see it? I don't see a regen buff. Let's see. Well, we'll see how we do. Now you get all kinds of stuff, not the least of which are all of these runes. Which, you know, not complaining about. Oh! Let's go home. Now I'm just realizing I didn't get beating the Gaia Guardian Part 2 on camera. Sorry about that. The fight goes the same beats. We went through 2 of the flasks of restoration, but you know, it was a near thing, but we did it. Now the main event here, though, is the Dice of Fate. Now the first half a dozen times you get this, you'll get one of, you know, half a dozen or so items, relics. And then you'll just get a bunch of stuff from Botania. This time, we got the one I'm least interested in, the Fruit of Gaia. So the Fruit of Gaia is food that you can eat forever. It just uses mana to replenish hunger. And the main thing I want to do, though, is make ourselves a Flugel Tiara. This thing will give us a little bit of creative flight. You can see the flight bar there. You do it just like creative, kind of double tap the space, and you get 30 seconds. You can see the flight bar counting down. Also, if you fall, you can sneak, and it will give you like a slow fall. That doesn't use up the flight bar. Now this does use some mana, so we'll have to keep an eye on... Ow. What was that? Oh! I took the crystal heart off. I didn't want to do that. So we'll have to keep an eye on our greater band of mana. Now, one cool thing about the Flugel is that you can add all kinds of like wings to it. You get normal wings, you get one-winged angel, ice fairy, phoenix, black snow princess, lord of the pit, sylph, the mega ultra chicken. And I think I like the sound of black snow princess. We'll just need some lavender quartz. So let's go ahead and make that. Whoops. 8 lavender quartz. Now we got black snow princess wings. So now We get to walk around with these fancy wings. They flap when we're flying. It's pretty sweet. Now the next thing that I'm looking at doing is going to involve some signalum. I'm going to want a bee, so we're going to want to make a bunch of this stuff, enough for at least a block. So 4 redstone, 3 copper, and a silver will get you 4. There we go. And the bee is going to be copper and silver, okay? And they're going to make happy. Come here, 1 signalum bee. Now what we're working towards is the next tier of integral components. Now we should have everything. We just needed 2 signalum gears. This is gonna be a 9er here, so we'll put 1 more sacrificial bowl down. 2 gears, 4 arcane gold ingots, 2 elven quartz, and the hardened integral components. And we're going to need a gin book. Okay, here we go. Ritual.occultism.kgs_9. It's going to give us what we want. Moves along, too. And some of the occultism rituals are very slow, but definitely not this one. It's trucking right along. Take the next gear, and then the component last, right? Yeah. And then we will get our reinforced. Now we're going to put this thing into a lapidary dynamo. Lapidary dynamo turns gems into RF. And you know what we got, folks? Gems. A diamond will give us 500,000, 500,000 redstone flux. Okay, 2 arcane gold. Look like an arcane compound. Arcane ash, maybe? Arcane ash, that's fine. Let's get the gold. Okay, I think we got everything. We should have the necessary source. Diamond gears. Redstone flux coil. And a rune of greed. Wonderful. Let her spin, let her spinny, spinny, spinny. Wonderful. Now you know it's not going to place right the first time. I don't suppose... Oh, we do still have the crescent hammer. You just right-click, turn stuff around. Now as it is, well, let's get it a little... Let's get it a little to get it started. And we're totally burning diamonds. We have thousands upon thousands of diamonds. So as is, it does 40 RF a tick. Not as much as this thing. This does 80. But we can add the reinforced integral components, and now it's doing 120. So even more than this guy here. And there is even another tier of integral components that we could put in here. But we're not going to stop there. We do have, I think if we just look up Dynamo, we should see him. We do have, we want 1 of each of these. An auxiliary reaction chamber gives you, I think, double energy, but but it's a little bit less efficient. This one does the opposite. It should make up for this. And this here, sometimes when this thing is full, you'll still get a little burnage. So we're going to want 1 of each of these. We are going to need some hardened glass. Now I think that's something we've already made. We got lumium. We got electrum and lead. Oh, we don't have electrum yet. Electrum we can just make up in our induction smelter. It's gold and silver. We just need 1. That's fine. And this should get us 2. There we go. Now we are going to need hardened glass. So we're just going to make a bunch of it. This is the stuff we made with the fire charges before when we just needed a little bit. But now we need a lot. And we got an induction smelter. Alright. Let's craft these up. We're going to need some silver gears for the auxiliary reaction chamber. We're going to need lead gears for the multi-cycle injectors. And then finally just electrum and lead nuggets for the excitation field limiter. And we'll just throw them all in here. Very, very nice. And now we're in a very different spot with power than we were a minute ago. And I think that's gonna about do it for this time, folks. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.